I'm Andreas Lang. I'm from a group called Public Works. We are artists and architects. Most of the projects that Public Works are doing deal with forms of co-design or participation. And we're quite interested in projects where you involve a lot of stakeholders and really create a bottom-up architecture. I think it's important to embed critical research into the ongoing development. And this is really where the creative voucher comes in, to give us a chance to critically reflect on some of the issues that are important to us, but are also currently affecting the area.
Two questions that we're asking in this research project are: what are the values of temporary uses and who benefits from them? Hackney Wick is in the eye of the storm in some sense, because it's an area that has been neglected for a long time, and precisely because of this had become a space for experimentation, had become a site where a lot of things were possible. And right now, the cultural production that comes with that, if you want, the degrees of innovation and creativity that comes in those contexts, has been acknowledged and is very much valued.
For the last year and a half, we've been using this milk float as a kind of mobile venue to really engage with different projects with the idea of building a network first, connecting people, and out of that network, hopefully projects will emerge that are more long-term and more kind of substantial, not just so ephemeral. And these are really seen as pilot projects for the London Legacy Development Corporation to learn how they could then implement some of these schemes and ideas in the much bigger development. So this is called Frontside Gardens, which is a skate park initiated by a man called Andrew Willis. Andrew was given the land for 4 months, which is hardly anything. That 4 months extended by another 4 months. Now it's been 3 years and he's got another year to run. I call it a foot in the door kind of tactic. There's this kind of maneuvering that things become maybe a little bit more permanent and oh, now you can't take it away.
The temporariness is what allows these practices and these practitioners to use the space. So they know that at some point that's the temporal limit of their practice. That doesn't mean that they accept it. That doesn't mean that there isn't a desire for a longer term form of engagement. Once you've invested a lot of time and energy and emotions as well into producing a certain space, making it inclusive, engaging with a wide range of people, building up really the users as a community, then having a temporal limit to it is actually felt as something really destructive.
How we can construct these spaces, civic spaces, which allow civic practices to emerge. So where it's about a mobilization of politics maybe, or citizenship, or whatever else might come with it. So long-term output, we're producing a publication which initially was thought of as a manual. And I guess the term manual is really that it has some form of instrumental ambition behind it. There is another interest we have in really taking a voice within that process of long-term transformation and creating a space in which another set of knowledges, another set of kind of maybe quite tacit relationships, which are important in a resilience discourse, can establish themselves and remain.